Memorial Day coming up too, so hopefully we can get all this rain and storms out of here for that.
Yes, and it does look like it will be out of the way for that, which is good. Yeah, so we're reaping the benefits of the rainfall this week, and then everyone can go out and enjoy Memorial Day weekend, which should shape up really nice for us. But of course, we do have to get through quite the unsettled week, starting with today. And so here's a look at the storm outlook. All of the area under a level 1 of 5 threat for today. The timing on the top of your screen there between around 6 a.m. So starting within the next half hour or so through around 1 o'clock p.m. Now, level 1 of 5 threat generally means an isolated threat for severe storms, and I do think that's what we're looking at for the day today. It's not going to be a widespread event for us, but what we're going to be looking for: damaging winds, the potential of wind gusts upwards of 60 miles per hour. Also, the potential for maybe a brief tornado, and I'm going to explain why in just a second, and also maybe some heavier downpours. And you can see already a tornado warning just to the east of Dothan, Alabama. There's a severe thunderstorm warning just to the east of our, or the west of our viewing area as well. So we're going to keep an eye on that cell that is producing very heavy rain, gusty wind, frequent lightning, even some small hail. It does look like if you're in far western Upson County, you are already getting some of the rain, but you could see this thing swirling like this. It's a low that originated in the Gulf of Mexico. So the National Hurricane Center was actually keeping an eye on this over the weekend, only giving it a 10% chance for formation. Now that it's overland, it doesn't have a shot of developing. Once any kind of system that's tropical in nature like that goes over land, it pretty much cuts off its life support. So we're not worried about this turning into any kind of tropical system, no named storm, but it does have a lot of very tropical characteristics. It's pulling in a lot of that Gulf moisture, and then just like a tropical system, we will also watch for that brief spin-up tornado within essentially the outer rain band of it. Think about what we talk about when we do talk about the threat for tropical systems. If you're on the right side of it, you have that chance for a brief spin-up. We call it the dirty side. Now, again, this isn't a named storm, but it has very similar characteristics. So within this outer rain band, as this low continues to move inland, we'll watch for a brief spin-up. So here's 7 a.m. That's when I think we're going to start to continue to watch, rather, for the potential for some gusty wind, maybe a brief spin-up tornado, and some heavy rain. I do think this model is maybe about an hour behind, but this model seems to be doing the best this morning on picking up on exactly what is going on. So as we head towards 8 a.m., it does look like along 75 and west of 75 is where we'll be focusing on most of the rain. Also that potential for severe weather, just something to keep in mind as you are heading out the door this morning. We'll progress even further in time. Here's 11 o'clock in the morning. You could see that outer rain band starting to push into our eastern counties, ultimately falling apart as well, but we'll still keep an eye on the potential for maybe an isolated severe storm. By 1 o'clock, everything should mostly be out of the way. I was looking at another one of our models, the high resolution model, and that does want to keep the potential for maybe some stout storms together all the way through about 1, 2 o'clock. So through the early afternoon, we'll keep an eye on the progression of it, but by the early afternoon, you're heading home from school today, most of the activity should be out of the way, and then we'll focus on maybe some isolated storms through the evening as we continue to pump in a lot of moisture, and just simply with the heat of the day, we could have a few lingering evening storms. Now you are going to notice it's going to be quite breezy today. The closer you get to a center of low pressure, the windier it gets. So by the early afternoon, could experience wind gusts upwards of 25, maybe 30 miles per hour. And of course, in any severe storms today, wind gusts upwards of 60 miles per hour will be possible. Could pick up some more beneficial rainfall. Some of us maybe not any measurable rainfall. Otherwise, some of us may be close to an inch of rain. We are going to keep rain chances quite elevated all week. Expect another 1 to maybe 2.5 inches of rain. We will welcome that. Could watch for maybe another isolated severe storm Thursday and Friday along a cold front, but take a look at Memorial Day weekend. We'll kick that off nice and sunny.